Where is it at? Nope, that's not it. These screw in there. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? My cables are messed up. Hello, Andrew. Here. That didn't work. Whoa, wait. There, maybe? No. Right there. Francis, how you doing? Francis. It's a fun name. Yeah, we're just gonna do that because that's good. I can do it for right now. Anyways, hey, it is Saturday night. We're back to the old school hangouts because I don't really have a project to work on right now. I figured I would come hang out for a bit and just kind of go over what's going on. I have a few things I'm working on right now. Put a video out yesterday. That was fun. I haven't done a video in forever. So that went out tonight. Or actually, no, tomorrow. The after show will go live. I did not have time to edit that yet. Today was busy with family stuff. I didn't do anything today, actually. Just hung around the house, did some grocery shopping. But yeah, so tomorrow the Patreon only after show will go live. So if you guys are interested in behind the scenes stuff, you can do our Patreon for that one. Who else we coming here? Dave coming here, Alex, Jake. But it's more of what I'm currently working on. And again, didn't have much tonight. Figured if anybody had any questions, anything, great. Can work on that. I did need to, what did I need to do? I was going to do a few more prints on the Mingdia D2 before I did the review. I have a variety of prints already done. But I think I'm going to go ahead and queue up one more tonight, I guess. Maybe I'll start getting that ready. But yeah, so this is the Mingdia D2. I'm getting ready to do a review on it. Again, I have my review prints, a bunch of them on here. But I wanted to do a few other prints. I tried some testing. I've had to do a lot of work, not a lot of work on this, not like the Two Tree Sapphire Pro, but still quite a bit of work. That is another thing I didn't think about. Those are on all the way. No, they're loose. That one's tight. So I've already done I did the live unboxing and build of this printer. Then I did kind of like my afterthought video on it to kind of explain like the issues I've gone through, and prints are coming out pretty good now. I mean, honestly, this is actually quite the contender of a printer if changes are made, which is surprising to say because I didn't think it would be a contender at all. Look, power into this, and I need to I tried fixing this cable chain here, but I haven't really figured out how I'm going to attach that yet. So I'll get to that in a minute though. But we need Simplify 3D up. And I was looking at some of their sample G code. Make sure you guys hear. So this is one of the sample G codes that come on this is a sliced file on their printer. So you don't get much information when you're just looking at a G code file, but it's this tree light bulb thing. I don't know. I forget what they call it. What do they call it, this one? See if I can find it here. This is the G code. Crystal glass is what they call this one. Now they do have just the STL. This is their pumpkin guy that came on. I've already printed him. But under the STLs, they do have the crystal glass here. And the scaling is totally jacked on it. So that's 2,500, 5,000%, 10,000%, 20,000%, 15,000%. We can do that one. I want to slice this one myself. I don't want to use their pre-sliced G-code because I don't like using people's pre-sliced G-code because it doesn't really tell you a lot about a printer. You can tweak any slicer profile to be fantastic. But what really matters is if the user, the person getting the printer, the consumer, can they slice and have a model work out well for them? That's really the big question here, is can that happen? So, I guess I'll slice this and then, I don't know, would you guys have a file that you would like to see me print on this printer? Because I've done a lattice cube, I've done an overhang test, I've done the obligatory benchy, I've done some of the models from them. I did some tower printing to kind of show how I solved the Z-wobble. I did a vase mode print. I can't go too high because of the filament sensor here, the filament runout sensor is in a horrible location. Excuse me. So I haven't fixed that for the review. I'm not going to fix that for the review because that's part of the review process. Eventually, I will, if I end up keeping this printer, which I don't know if I will or not either way. But I want to figure out a way to kind of get this to not move on me, but I think it'll be okay like this. I think honestly it'd be all right like that. But I had to take the shroud off because you guys hear that? That's what it sounds like when this thing prints. So I had to take the shroud off. That's a little insight to how the review video is going to go there. So I had to take that off because the noise coming off of it was so freaking annoying. I could not deal with that slapping metal all the time. So let me find a, what color didn't we use yet? Need to figure out a filament to use. What to use. Huh, I do have that filament. Well, those guys too. See if what other PLAs I have up here that I have not used yet or recently in a video. I like to try and change up the colors a bit. Just so it's something a little bit different. I need to climb up there. We got PLA, this like reddish orange. This is from, who the heck is this from? Gosh, I don't remember. Ipso 3D. They sent me a couple rolls a little while back. We got a rainbow, we got a gold, got an antique gold from another company. Let's do this orange, I think, for a little bit here. Let's see, can I get down? Whoop. Okay. There we go. So this is Ipso 3D. So we're going to go ahead and use on this. Part pulling on this, it's not great, Jake. Like, definitely not great. They call this color Nahara? Yeah, so Ipso 3D, this is Nahara. I don't know what language this is in. I don't know where this company's from. I got this a while back. I just haven't gotten time to. Actually, would this even fit on here? Just barely. Another problem with this printer. It's spool holder sucks. And there's no desiccant in here, homies. Ooh, ooh, golly, does that stink? Ooh, man. This is PLA, right? Yeah, PLA 1.75. Ooh, golly. Yeah, that just barely fits in there. Get this to feed in. Bit off there. Okay, let's see here. We can get this to feed in properly. This is one of the hard parts, getting this to feed in okay. Come on. Oh, joy. Getting stuck now. There it goes. Yeah, like I said, this is not the best filament run sensor by a long shot. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and preheat this. Let's see, menu. Setting, where are we at here? Preheat this up to 200. The bed up to 60 C. Let that warm up now. Oh yeah, Dan's here. What's up, Dan? Fernando, hello, hello. Trustang. Low poly Pikachu printed on resin printer. Man, that is wrong. Did you guys see Alexander Chappell's video where he took the 3D printed low poly Pikachu and made giant chocolate Pikachus out of it? It was fantastic. Hey Vince, how you doing, man? Botro. I really wish I knew what language this was, or where this company is from. I have to check my old emails. I really don't know. All right, this thing does heat up pretty good there though. So menu, extrude. We're gonna go ahead and load. Jammed a little bit here. We're not going in. The filament path for this is not great. It's getting it in there. There it goes. Okay. Now we got some filament coming out of there now. Oh. Oh, it's Spanish. Thanks, Aaron. Obviously, don't speak Spanish. No, I'm not in doubt. I just, again, so these are review filaments, personal filament. So I still have a lot up there to do. Haven't really been doing just like review videos on filament. I've just been doing like, I don't know, like using their filament in things. Because honestly, like PLA's PLA these days. I've reviewed what, like 100 different PLAs at this point. Like I've reviewed a lot of filament. And y'all usually works out pretty good. Ryan's asking, when does the ANET conversion start? Well, I think I have everything for it now. Everything's printed for it. The only thing that I'm waiting on is cable chain. So I couldn't find one. I was fighting back and forth with myself on how in the world am I going to get the bed cable managed better, because there's no way to. So on the MK52 bed, there's like the notch on the back of it where you can put a 3D printed part, clamp on it, and clamp on a piece of nylon and the sleeving, make it nice and pretty looking. You can't do that on the ANET bed. Especially because I want to get rid of the connector. The connector is a weak point, so I definitely want to address that. So taking off the connector and soldering it directly to the board is probably what I'm going to do. That being said, I think Aaron had showed me a way to basically run the cable. Can I erase this now? Yes, I ordered all that stuff. So okay, so you have the bed and the carriage underneath of it, and then you've got the bolts and screws going through. The bed's obviously bigger than the carriage. So you have your cable currently coming off the connector in the back. Well, if I route the cable, if I solder it to here, route the cable this way and come here, and then use cable chain, the cable chain will be under the bed, and the cable will have a natural strain relief built into it, because I can solder it facing into the bed, not away from the bed. And by doing that, I add myself a natural loop in there so that it's not going to be pulling on it. I can zip tie it here, and then a cable chain will connect to the bottom of the metal carriage and then go all the way back to the back of the frame. And it will be just long enough when I push all the way back to reach, and just long enough if I pull all the way to the front, it will reach. But it will coil in this manner. It will coil in that manner most. So actually, it'll actually be up here more. But it'll end up coiling under the bed more than anything else. So it actually makes it a little more hidden. So I like the idea, but I'm waiting for this cable chain to come in. I thought about printing my own, but I don't know. I didn't really feel like printing out 40 different connectors. I figured if I just buy it for $10, I can do that. And then when I go to showcase it, you can either print your own for like nothing because you already have the filament, or you can buy it for just a couple bucks. So that's what it's one of the last things I need to figure out, but I have everything else for it. Again, everything's printed, good to go. It's just firmware. We'll build it, and then firmware is really the big thing there. Vince still have yet to assemble it. Vince, honestly, man, I am shocked at the quality of that printer out of the box. Direct drive. It's loud. I mean, it's not shiny. It's not like fancy. It's honestly like the bare minimum. And if I was to start 3D printing today, I'd be happy with that purchase. Where my first purchase was a G-Tech i3 aluminum that, I mean, hell, they had to give me like $80 back just so I wouldn't return it because there were so many issues with it. And I had to print upgrades for it out of the box. Like, my experience 4.5 years ago, 3D printing was way different than what it would have been today if I'd have gotten that printer, or even this one. Like, it's come so far in the past couple years. Well, Aaron, I don't know if they would need that much cleanup. I mean, honestly, my PETG prints are pretty good on, the Prussias or Megatron. I get very little stringing there, but it could need cleanup. You're right. And they have to snap together. And even that PETG is not recommended for those. It's more PLA, so it's a little more stiff. Again, I don't know. Right now, I don't want to. So I bought it. I was hoping it was going to be here this week, but it's not yet. I'm hoping it's going to be here soon. I'm going to look up my order number real quick and see when it shipped, but I'm currently waiting for that. Anyways, let's go back here to the screen real quick. That one. So we're going to go ahead and do this way. This is going to be a 7-hour print with 5% infill. That ball is barely attached there. But pretty easy print, 0.2 millimeter layer height. We're doing 4 top, 4 bottom, 3 shells on this one. And I want to do a 5% infill. It doesn't really need much, but we're going to do a couple extra outlines just to keep it stable. Man, I am beat today. We're calling this crystal glass. Okay. No one said anything else. Come on, guys. What do you want me to see me print on this thing? So that was one of their sample files that they had in there. What else would you guys like to see printed? What's a good test print? I was impressed with the, what was it called? The Hercules print. But that was tough. I mean, that thing was really tough. Maybe I'll do the Hercules print. Where is it though? I honestly don't know where it is. It might be still on downloads. Hercules. Hercules Hydra. Hate when you accidentally do that. There we go. So this thing has got a lot going for it. I mean, this is a rough print. Like this thing is had a lot of times the feet failed. So we're gonna go ahead and hear Warkaki's favorite print. I actually don't know what Warkaki's favorite print is. We're gonna do 15% infill. Generate support on this one. So generate. We're actually gonna do normal. Generate automatic supports. Yeah, that's a lot of support in there. But might be able to get rid of some of it. So I think we're gonna remove stuff from under his leg and his butt. I don't think that's necessary. If that has a little bit of an overhang, so be it. Ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal. That horn definitely needs it there. The mouth. I don't think the mouth needs it. That's a big overhang, but let's see how it does on the mouth without any support in there. I think it needs it. We can get rid of this little one here. Got a little bit of droop in there. It's fine. The sword, the head. I think he had some in there. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. I did print this on the A9 A8 Plus. I did notice a few things. But other than that, it's not too bad of a print there. So let's slice this, see how long this is going to take. Eight hours. Wow. It's really not that bad. Do I have dense? Okay, we got to edit some support settings. We do want 2.5, 3%. Yeah. It does have base dense. Didn't look like it at first. So I like having the dense support on because it gives you more of an interface between your print and the support. And it gives you a little bit of extra help. Oh yeah, it is there. So you can see how these lines are very tight and close together, and then here is less so much. So that's it gives you, it's kind of like not a wrap, but it's just a base for that support to grab onto. And that really does help, especially with more complicated ones like this. It's more of a help on like PEI or something like that. But on this build tack type surface, which is on here, this stuff is pretty grippy. So I'm really not too worried about it not holding on. But ooh, that's hot. But it has the same issues as the Ender 3 has. where the magnetic lanes in the surface have to line up perfectly. Otherwise, you won't. This will be off cantered one side or the other, and will hit the uprights because it's very, very tight. Like they did not waste any space on X whatsoever. And Y comes to the front of the frame, and it goes off the back by maybe 2 inches, like not too much at all. But it's definitely, they definitely did not add in anything extra there. Viking, what's up, brother? How you doing? We can go back here. We can go ahead and hit print, and we're going to do the crystal glass. And this will end up running overnight, and then in the morning, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Sunday. I don't work tomorrow. Great, sweet. So tomorrow morning, I'll go ahead and start off the Hydra, and we can let that run. We're doing 210 on the bed and 60 on the bed, 210 on the nozzle for this PLA. See how that works? I have no idea if it's going to work or not, but you know, I'm usually pretty YOLO with it. Yeah, they're saying 180 to 200 C for their PLA. We'll see how the first layer goes down. If it looks a little too hot, we can turn that temperature down a little bit, but usually works. Oh, Ryan, okay, yeah. Not going to print that on live stream or show that because that's a pretty good way to get demonetized. But yeah, I forgot he does like that. Where's my drink? Let me get my drink real quick, guys. Hang on 1 second here. Oh, where's my drink? Where's my drink? Where's my drink? Here we go. I got to get in this not a sponsor segment here, right? Because, you know, Pepsi, not a sponsor yet. I hope this thing's still level. I haven't really touched it. It does seem pretty hot. Heat nozzle, we're going to go down to 190. It's a quiet machine. I mean, I can't fault them for that. But one of the issues with this is that eventually this screen will turn off. It'll just go white, and that's been a problem for several people. Oh, Ryan, that's a good idea. Maybe I can do that. Oh, Viking, you guys are renovating the new apartment? I know you just moved a week or 2 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago? Excuse me. I didn't know you guys were like digging into it right away. Let me find one of those retractable swords. Where are we at here? Can I get a Thingiverse page? What are they called? It's not a retractable sword. It's the type of sword. Something will come up. There it is. The print in place. So let me go to this guy because I don't want to do the pirate sword. Pirate sword takes a while. 3D Printing World. He's the one that made them. Oh, that's what I didn't print on this yet. I didn't print Angus's test on here yet. Let me pull that in. Make me use the clearance and tolerance test right here. So this is definitely one that I want to print. But he says to print it at a 0.15 millimeter layer height is what he says. Yeah, this is kind of one of the ones I want to add to the roster of test prints. I'm trying to, you know, get a certain set of prints that I'm going to do. I'm definitely see how uneven this bed is. My God. But I want to get a certain roster of prints kind of ready to go for it. Oh, he's got a cool bug catcher here. He published in August. That's pretty awesome. I've seen this old one. I didn't see this newer one though. That's pretty cool. And then let's see here. Homeboy's got a lot of cool stuff. Ooh, a gin. I think we'll do this one. This one looks pretty nice. Yeah, I think we'll do this one here. Very cool, Viking. Very cool, man. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do this one as well. Just download it. I can't. I want to open another Subai 3D one, but also yeah. So we'll do the tolerance test. We'll do the sword. If I can get all that done tomorrow, then I could probably. I wanted to record tomorrow night, but recording tomorrow night and editing tomorrow night for this review to go out on Monday might be a stretch. I do have the Sunlu filler dryer running in the background right now that has that's been running all day. I started it at 2, so it should be done in about 30 minutes. I set it for 8 hours with some very wet TPU. That's it. Sorry. Some wet TPU in there, or just TPU that's been out for a while. And the idea is to run that to the Artillery Sidewinder X1 and have it print and see how it did. Because, again, this has been out. I haven't used this filament in 3-4 months, I'd say, probably 3 months. So I do want to see how that ends up going. Oh, very cool. Following through your CR10 mods videos. Hopefully they helped you out. Yeah, Brandon, I changed the time to 9. We were doing a movie night with the kids. We were watching Enola Holmes, and they were just getting too rambunctious. So we said, you know what, we're done because I don't feel like parenting at 8:30 at night. So we sent them to bed and helped my wife. She's doing Christmas stuff right now. And I was like, you know what, I'll start at 9 because I kind of only wanted to go for an hour tonight. I kind of want to get back to the Saturday nights being just like an hour, ask me anything, hang out, what I'm working on currently in the shop, and go from there. But yeah, this seems to be doing all right at 190. Yeah, linear advance is not enabled on this printer, but it just, the accelerations are interesting. I don't know what they are because you can't access any of it via the front panel, but the accelerations make the movement of this machine look odd. I don't know what it is or why it looks that way, but it moves in a particular way that I just don't get. Just some of the way it speeds up and slows down. It looks like linear advance is enabled as it's working, but the extruder is not reacting, so it's not linear advance. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not the print doesn't print. It's not horrendous. After I fix it, it's not too bad. Could be better. But I didn't check that either because I wanted to see if this one also has a 5015 print that you can do. I wanted to see if it fits in here. It does not. So they have a 5015 mod for this printer, but they don't tell you how to hook it up. They don't tell you how to actually attach it. So I do an M503. Not right now. Scott, everything that I had in my video that I said I was going to buy on 11/11, I did buy. Did I add anything extra? Let me look here real quick. I don't know if I added anything more, but everything that I said in that video that I was going to buy, I did buy. So I have a Prusa mini clone coming to try out. I really wanted to DIY that one. And talking to Brandon and Aaron about it, it's just too expensive to DIY it. Call of Duty, what is up? Hello from Germany. Sign in. AliExpress, come on, sign me in here. Hi Shane, my orders. My orders. AliExpress is tripping after 11/11, I guess. Here we go. Let me show you guys here. So I have the. Oh, are you kidding me? I bought 2 of those. 2 of those. Two of those. Why did I buy 2 of those? Okay, I need to fix that, but I bought 2 of those. I did get some standoffs. I bought a bare frame. I had some extra fans for the Mark III's. I got a Dragon Hot End, a Triangle Labs extruder, Mellow BMG extruder, the Mellow Mosquitoes, the Duet 2 clone, a ergmetic build sheet for Master Crane, and another little BMG, just a cheapo one. So I kind of wonder if I can contact them and say, hey, can you cancel one of those? Because they did not ship it yet. Contact seller. I might have to do a giveaway. Oh, dear. They did not ship anything yet. So let's wonder if I can get that money back. Oh my goodness. That has not shipped yet. So much. I was like, I guess it was like $800. I was like, yeah. Guess that's how much it all was I bought. No, that was me being an idiot. Well, Dan's a baller, so that's why. That's why they haven't, because Dan is a baller. Call of Duty, is the Ender 3 V2 a good one? Call of Duty, I have no idea. I did not get one. And Gravity will probably not send me one either. There have been reviews. Joel has done it. I mean, honestly, it's a Crowdy printer. Don't expect a lot out of it. It'll work, basically. I don't know. I just think everyone's going to say Crowdy printer is good because it's Crowdy. They're the largest 3D printing company right now. They sell the most printers out there. No one's really going to say things about them, to be honest. I don't know. Ryan, again, I was looking online. I was talking to Dan and Brandon in our we have a private chat on the Discord that we talk in, and I really did want to DIY it, but like the frame alone was $50. Now, granted, I could have just gotten the carriage and the front metal piece for I think 30, and then bought a piece of 3030 from Ziltech. But then like the bed is expensive. Like in order to get a clone bed, it was still expensive. The Meanwhile power supply was like $60. No one had a decent clone power supply for that. So it just was a lot more than I thought it was going to be to try and DIY that one. Yeah, I did get the Mosquito regular and Mosquito Magnum clones. Jim, who's on the Discord, has said great things about it. He actually put one on his Prusa Mini because the Prusa Mini hot end sucks, which I might end up doing with mine as well. Put one of these on there. I'll do it first, the DIY kit, see how it goes. But I should say the clone kit, and see how it goes. But if it ends up not being great, I'll throw one of those Mosquitoes on there or the Dragon. But I'm debating on putting either the Mosquito Magnum or the Dragon High Flow on the MGN Cube, which is down here chilling until parts come in for that. But the BMG extruders, one of them is for this. I wanted to get a couple. Number one, to have spares. Number two, to see which one works out the best. And I wanted the cheapo one to have an extra cheapo one around. So if the kit is cheap in DIY, no point. Yeah. I almost, Aaron, also got the Volron V0 kit for like $350. That was a good deal, and I almost bought that. And I was also debating on the mini clone because I'm moving next year. So I'm in like let's see, in the next 8 months, I'm moving. And I'm trying to figure out what to do once I move. Okay, so I ship a few printers ahead of me, so they're there when I get there. And then some of them will go in my fast household items that get to us fairly quickly within a few weeks. And the rest will be on the slow boat with the rest of our furniture, things like that. They'll make their way over eventually. So I thought about the Mini waiting until next year to do it, but the Mini's hot right now, and I figure if I do content on the clone, it might get more views now than it will a year from now, because it'll be August, September by the time I start another project like that. And so I think I'm just gonna have to wait and see what deals happen in the summertime or the spring that I can buy and ship ahead of me, or buy shortly after I get there, so I can have something to work on there off the bat. So it's gonna be like I was here in the beginning. This room is a bunch of emptiness, and I had the Tivo Tornado, and I had the Anycubic i3 Mega. Yeah, those are the two printers I had, I think, when I got here. Those are the first two printers that I shipped ahead of me that were here. I set them up on the floor, and that's what I started doing my content with. I went to Sam's Club, bought this table. We do have a Sam's Club here, which is cool. And that's what kind of started me on my journey at this place, in this house. But once I move, who knows what I'm going to be, where I'm going to be, what my setup's going to be. Do I even have an office? Am I going to be using a bedroom? I don't even know what my setup's going to be. So I guess we'll really have to see what it looks like. But I was trying to think about what project will be good to do that requires minimum amount of tools that I can do once I move. Because obviously all my tools won't be going with me either. I'll probably send the Wehas. I'll put this in one of the printers. The Tecton drivers, I'll put these in with one of the printers as well. So I'll have a bunch of my essential tools, my iFixit kit, but I just don't want to get all of my, I can't put all of it at once. And I don't want to get a kit that's going to need strippers and soldering iron and crimpers and crimps. Like, I'm not taking all that with me. That's coming eventually, but it's not going to be my stuff. Agwood, were you PCS in Japan, or did you move back to the States from Japan? How the Volron part shipped. I think we'll have to wait and see what yeah, so I usually, Agwood, I put in my unaccompanied baggage, I usually put two or three people. I put 2 or 3 printers in there, but it's also like the kitchen stuff, toys for the kids, like it's the stuff that you want to get shortly after you move. So That's what I'll do in there. Got back from Japan. Very cool. I have a friend in Japan right now. Camp Zama. Okay, I have a friend who's in Tokyo right now. He loves it out there. And I bid on it, didn't get it, but that's okay. Maybe another time. A little series on how to move a printer might be helpful to some people. That might be Aaron, because I ship printers 2 different ways. One myself and one by the movers. So big printers. So the large i3s and well, except for, let me figure out how to say this. I have kept some of my printer boxes that I'm able to take the printer apart, put it in, and ship it. The i3 Mega is one of them. Some printers are too hard to take apart. Megatron, the Prussias, they're a little hard to take apart. And I don't have a box they fit in because there was a kit. I made this one. This one has a box, so this would be easy to ship on, but I threw the box away. Either way. But some of the ones I'll ship, I'll keep the box or I'll make a box for them. And I try to pick the printers that are the easiest to actually move, that I can disassemble and reassemble very quickly and accurately. And then the movers will pack up all the really, really hard ones. So like, again, the FT5 is a humongous printer. The movers pack that one. They wrap it very well, put it inside of a box to make sure it's protected well, and that ships. So that one is on them. And I think it's going to be kind of how most of these are going to be now, because I'm not going to be able to fold much of them down in order to ship. I also have a lot more than I had when I moved last time, so I'm still trying to get rid of some that I don't want to keep or don't need to keep, and go from there. So the BLV, that's gonna be the movers, because they're just gonna box that up and send it on its way. But doing a Volron there, Ryan, if I get enough patrons between now and next summer, and I have enough money saved up, and if I get another deal on one, I would go ahead and buy a Volron to do at my next post. I definitely would consider that one. Doug says, don't trust movers. Doug, our movers get paid a lot of money to move our stuff. And if anything breaks, they have to pay for it. So that's part of the contract. And if it breaks in shipment, it's on the previous movers to pay for, because it's supposed to be good inside the sea container when it ships. So it behooves them to overpack things, which is a hard line, which is hard for us because we only get so much weight. And you have to have things packed well, but not so much that your packing material weighs more than the actual item it was packed with, or they're packing. So you have to be careful of that kind of stuff. Slovakia, hello, hello. Any good resources for figuring out how to compile Marlin for an SCAR 1.4 on somewhat of a core DIY Core XY? I am so confused. Well, Agwood, here's what you do. I want you to go down below me into the video description, and there's a link to Discord. I want you to click that link and join the Discord. Ask your question in there, because I can help you out more. As now, I'm using SQR 1.3, same though. But myself and others, there's a lot of the people on the Discord that are really good for firmware. I would ask in the firmware section if you're having specific problems, and I guarantee you we will get you settled. So definitely go down, join the Discord for that one, because that's a more lengthy conversation than which printer is good for this. Like, it's a little harder. So please join the Discord. We'll talk to you down there. I think that'll make it easier. Gio is asking, where am I moving to? Gio, I move continents. I do not move across a country. I live overseas. I don't talk about it on my channel where I live or what I do. It's personal, has nothing to do with my 3D printing. But I do talk to patrons about that. So the Patreons here do know, what I kind of do. They do know where I live in the world. I talk to them about that, give them a little behind the scenes of things that happen. So if you're more interested in some of the personal side of me, that's what Patreon's for. But I've never moved to the same continent for different places, put it that way. It's always been a different country, different continent, every single time. So it's been fun. I do live on Earth. That would be so cool if I could live on the moon, though. Less gravity, things weigh less. Makes my life easier. All right, so we're now getting up to the infill layers on this thing. So far, so good, I guess. It is a nice, quiet machine. I can give it that. It's a very safe machine, too. On the live stream, we did verify all the safety features are in there. Thermal runaways in there. Crimped connectors all the way, nothing soldered. Now, if they're soldered then crimped, I really can't tell, but they are all crimped at least. So, and they're using ferrules and spades, things like that on everything. So it's actually a very, very well put together machine. Just some of the engineering and design behind it, very poor. Be out of this world. Man, Dan, you with the dad jokes. I love it. Do I like the MMU for the Prusa? Should I wait for the next version? My current setup is a Flashforge Creator Pro. I don't use both extruders. There's always an issue with that. So Hippie's asking that. So Hippie, I had an MMU 2S on my Prusa Mark 3S and I sold it because it was too much of a hassle. Now, Prusa's just put out changes that may have made it better, but I got rid of mine. It was way too much work. I went ahead and I didn't go ahead. Mosaic Manufacturing hit me up and sent me the Palette 2S Pro. It's been fantastic. It's been a great machine. So, and that can work on any printer you have. You just have to set up the profile for it. It does have a higher purge with it, but there is a mod you can do with Prusa Slicer to not have such a big purge. And that's apparently better. I have not tried it yet, though. I don't think I will have time anytime soon because that's kind of a very in-depth thing to do, and I just haven't done it yet. But if you wanted to do multicolor, I would say the only viable option right now is the Palette 2S Pro because you can hook it up to any printer you have. The MMU 2S is only good for the Prusa Mark 3S unless someone has found a way to modify it for a different machine, but I would say go with a palette. It is more expensive, but it works. Post in Venezuela, and you kill me. Ryan, I am hoping for a larger office or maybe a house that has one extra bedroom, and instead of giving all my kids their own room, or I can bunk two of them up and that would give me an extra room because this office also is not air conditioned. So I literally have a fan right here beside me. This tower fan blows right onto me so that I can have cool air on me while I'm working. It gets really toasty in here. And I usually have one here in the hallway pulling cool air from the living room, which has an air conditioner, to blow into here. And this house only uses split packs. There's no central air in these houses. So they're all split packs on the wall. And it can get toasty in here. Right now it's actually pretty cool. It's 77 in here, 50% humidity. So it is quite humid, which is why a filament dryer is so key for me, especially here. But humidity, I mean, at night gets here pretty low. What other question we have here? Any luck printing toys that kids enjoy? Doug, my kids enjoy benchies. My kids are very young. They don't need much. I did print them a rattler, so you can see the large rattler sword right here. I printed that years ago. The little one that I gave my kids is still rolling around. They've broken it a few times, the pommel off of it. I've just glued it back on. But they generally just come in here and take whatever it is I printed and run away with it, and that becomes part of their toys. Like, we find benchies everywhere in the house and all the toy boxes and things like that. It's just everywhere. My older kids like to steal vases they'll put flowers in them, or they'll use them for pencil holders, or just to store stuff in. It kind of varies what they want for my older two, but the younger ones, literally anything I print, they're like, hey, this is for me, Dad, thank you. And they run away. Thank you, Gunner. I did buy it, so it is on its way. Let's see here. Next one is, I need a printer that's 500mm bed. What do you think is the best option? Jonathan, that's huge. I would say a Volrun style Core XY or just a Core XY. You're going to want to do at least, with a bed that big, probably 4 lead screws or ball screws on the Core XY. You do not want to do a bed slinger with 500mm bed. It's going to weigh too much. But you also can check out Viking, Maker Viking. He's here in the chat, was earlier. He is doing enormous print. And then there's another guy, Jim on the Discord. He is doing a 500mm. He actually is doing a bed slinger. He's doing a bear style printer using big extrusion for his. But I personally would, if I was doing one that big, it would be a Core XY. That's the best way to do that. It would be you'll get the best print results. It'll be the less stress on your parts. But you're going to need at least 3 lead screws, but I would personally do 4 for that one, and in order to keep everything bound. With Marlin 2.0, having 4 on there is very easy. You can do Z-align with 4 motors, so I think that's probably your best option, and also with some good auto bed leveling. Ooh, any suggestion how to build a replacement extruder hot end for the D2? I don't really know yet. I mean, it's only held on by 3 bolts. So all you would need to do is measure these parts, throw it into Fusion 360, get that hole pattern, and then do anything. I mean, the Hypercube uses the 3-hole pattern as well. So you honestly could do a direct look on the Hypercube remixes, find a direct drive for the Hypercube, and it probably would match this. You might need to add a little bit of a standoff because of the way the bolts are. But I would say measure it out, draw it up in Fusion 360, check against the Hypercube current models, and see what you can line up. Because you could take your sketch, put it onto the Hypercube model, and just extrude the new bolt holes and fill the old ones in. And there you have your new mount, and you can just use that. I mean, it's the easiest way to modify someone else's design quick and dirty in order to get to work on yours. But yeah, it is definitely possible. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, DPD did design a, I thought he designed a part cooling fan. I didn't think he designed a new extruder mount for it, did he? Looking for a larger 3D printer. Do I have any thoughts on the Hypercube kits or something like the Atomic U300? Never heard of the Atomic U300. Let me look that up real quick. Here we go. Atomic U300. The Atomic U300 looks like the Hypercube? Big size Ultimaker style. Ooh, I would not do Ultimaker style. I would just do straight Core XY. It looks pretty beefy, pretty rudimentary. There's no real finesse in this design. Let's see here. So I would say if you're going to do anything bigger than 300mm, you would want to do a Hypercube Evo. Just because it's built a little more robust. I would do 3-point bed leveling with that. So 3 Z screws. The BLV is a pretty big kit. It's a 300 by 300 by 300 kit. You can get some of them, or you can build it yourself. You can get them up to, I believe, 600mm, which is huge. So you'd have 300 by 300 by 600. That's a pretty big build envelope. BLV is a pretty strong build for that. It's really going to come down to what is your budget. Because if you're going to do a BLV that big, you're looking at about $1,200. I don't know how much this Atomic U300 would be, but to go bigger on the BLV, my guess would be about $1,200 after everything's said and done to get that working in the size you want. 3D printing paint. Jerry, what's up, man? How you doing? Sorry I didn't see you there. There's a afterburner adapter that might work. Oh, okay, Aaron. Yeah, I thought he just did part cooling on his. I don't like the Ultimaker kinematics. I just don't. They're weird in the way they do their belts and I just personally don't like it. Um, but hey, give it a shot, see how it goes. I have been thinking about doing that's another project I could do when I move. Is I've been thinking about doing a clone oh, what's it called? I just forgot the name of it. Um oh, a clone Lulzbot, a Taz 6 clone. I've been thinking about that for a long time now. And my only issue is that once I move, I won't have my saw. And I won't have my extrusion. I have the extrusion right now. So one thing I could think about doing is cutting the extrusion before I pack out here and putting that in my unaccompanied baggage so that about a month after I get there, that shows up. So that is something that I can try and figure out what I can fit in our unaccompanied baggage. This thing is like 1,000 pounds. So aside from all the kitchen stuff and the kid stuff, what can I also fit in there to make that work? I usually put the server in there as well, just so it comes faster. If I had to redo my hypercube, would I keep the same or upgrade the parts to a different design? Joseph, so a lot of the parts in mine I did change over to Adam's Labs parts because he had the captive nuts built into it. I recently did just do a live stream on some of the changes I did to it. I'm pretty happy with most of it. I modified the parts that I wanted to modify, like the Z-Rod, to make it a T instead of it being an L bracket holding it. I made it a T bracket, so I have more support holding that bed up, so there's less less leverage on it. But definitely bed standoffs, I definitely would change that up because it definitely needs to be a little more refined. The ones I made are okay. They work right now. But other than that, I mean, I'm happy with it. I think I would put a different extruder on there. I might throw that that one of those BMG clones on here. But overall, I mean, it's not a bad design. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad. I don't know what all else I would have changed in it, aside from really the bed being the biggest thing that needed changed. But there are a million remixes out there for that thing. Like if you go to the remix page on Thingiverse, I swear it's probably over 500 now. There's a ton of remixes for it. What John asked me is, I don't remember which one, Joseph, are you talking about? Sorry, I get off track here. For the Hypercube Tech 2C is one that made the Hypercube. If you're going 600 by 600, honestly put in 4-belt tensioner. Yeah, that's a big printer, man. Yeah, the Hevo RT or Hevart is basically just an upgraded, more beefy Hypercube. Yeah, I see. I've seen a lot about it, but it's definitely they took what the Hypercube was and they built something bigger and better out of it, I think. Oh, Adam's Lab, Joseph is who it was. Adam's Lab, he did, again, so he's the one that he kept all of Tech 2C's design pretty much the same, but he went ahead and added captive nut holes to all the parts. There's Jim. How you doing, man? We're just talking about you. Ears must have been burning. Let's talk about you doing that monster printer. Temperature a little bit more on there. No worries, Joseph. I try to be helpful. Oh, excuse me. That's rolling. Let's see here. 508 on X and Y, 650 on the Z. Jim, that's a big printer, brother. That's real big. I don't know what that printer is. There's a lot of printers out that I don't know of, guys. There's a lot of printers out there. And I don't get all of them. Tronxy X5SA 500 Pro. Big is this sucker? 330 by 300 by 400. Oh God. I would not do, I don't like that design at all. So I don't like how the belts stick out of the top. Personally, you do get more build area by doing that, but I personally like the belts to be enclosed in the printer because that is your most vulnerable part. If something lands on those or something like that, you're gonna have a bad day. I can literally set something on top of my hypercube and it still be okay. Like there's still enough clearance there, or you can build in that clearance. I mean, it looks. I mean, they've got a nice cable chain on there. Using 4 smooth rods, 2 lead screws on it. It's using a Titan clone. It's got the crappy Creality part pooling on it. I don't know, man. This is Tronxy Machines. You can DIY this for cheaper, probably, man. I'm telling you right now. You probably can DIY it cheaper. Probably it's it's tough. I've never tried a new I've never tried a Tronxy machine. So I thought it said this is the where's the 500 one at then? Either way, man, I'm not. Well, here's a dual color one. 330, 330, 400. Oh, 500 Pro. Here it is. They got cross braces on this thing. That's a tough one, man. I mean, it really is tough. Like I don't think the bed frame looks very stable. You could do much better with some 2020 extrusion. Looks like they're using 40/40 in the corners here, 20/40 on the side, on the cross members. I don't know. I don't think I would go this route. I would say build a hypercube or a hypercube Evo yourself, and you'd save money because you could definitely build something this big for less than 800 bucks, 100%. There's no reason why you can't. Hey Paul, what's up, man? Yeah, the smooth rods could come bent. I mean, it's you're getting what you pay for, but you're paying $800 for a humongous printer. I just really think you can do better yourself. Look, Jonathan, go on Thingiverse and look up. Start with the Hypercube. Look at Hypercube Evo. Look at Volron's. They're expensive, but look at Volron's design. Look at the HeveArt, the Hevo RT, HeveArt. I don't know how people want to say that, but all of those are options for you. Again, I'm going to sense your input a little bit. Maybe I can do that tomorrow night. But now that we have all the results in, I can do that. Or all the judging in. All right, I'm going to do one or two more questions, then I'm going to call it a night here. Let's see. What's the best programs to try? Programs like ZBrush, Blender, AutoCAD, Sketches. You want to design a printer, or you just want to design in general? For me, it's Fusion 360. I see a lot of people using Blender and ZBrush though. But for me, it's gonna be Fusion 360. That just really works out well for me. Oh yeah, VKing, Railcore, VCore. Yeah, I forgot about those, Gunner. Again, Railcore is on the more expensive end it's going to be up there with the Railcore and, Volrons are up there. I'd say middle of the road is going to be the BLV MGN Cube. That's going to be middle of the road one. Not real expensive, but definitely not cheaper. Much cheaper is going to be a HevoArt or a Hypercube Evo or a Hypercube. Those are going to be the cheaper end of the spectrum for the more DIY printers. I'll take one more question. If anybody has anything, can answer for you. And this orange is going to show every defect in that printer. Whew. I'm hungry. The Moldex 3D printer GitHub. Never heard of the Moldex 3D. The Moldex. Yeah, the BOV MGN Cube down here doesn't use any smooth rods. It is all linear rails. They're MGN 9s on here. I mean, again, it's built like a brick house. Doesn't move at all 2040 extrusion. The only pieces of 2020 are just for attaching things inside, but the actual frame itself is nothing but 2040. Yeah, I mean, it is the beefiest thing I have ever encountered. It really is. It's insane. Granted, yeah, pretty good. Not, I wouldn't say 100%. I think she's allowed to drive now, but yeah, pretty much back there now. And now again, we're in crunch time right now for getting ready for Christmas. I think we're gonna decorate tomorrow. I'm surprised she hasn't put that on me earlier, but I think we're decorating Christmas tomorrow during the day. So I'm gonna come back and forth to the office, do some prints, and get that decorating done. I don't think we're doing the tree though. I think we're gonna put up non-breakable ornaments because I have a 2-year-old that loves to get into everything, and I have a cat that thinks that the tree is his personal tree, and he climbs up it all the time. And if he breaks one of my ornaments from like when I was a kid, I will throw him out the door. 100%. So we are only putting on a few wooden or light ornaments that won't break if they hit the tile floor. Actually, it's going to be on carpet. Yeah, we're moving the tree. Right now it's on the tile. We're moving it over to other part of the living room for Christmas. But yeah, I think that's tomorrow. But thank you for asking. Yeah, she's doing pretty good now. Again, she's upstairs wrapping Christmas gifts. Because we have so many kids, we have the 5 kids. It's easier for us to start wrapping gifts now, and then we don't have to worry about it. Christmas Eve, we can kind of just put things down. Last year, we definitely slacked. We started way too late. I mean, we started early, but then we started slacking like early December. This time, we're going to try to get everything we already have now wrapped and done and put away. And then as more things come in later this month, early December, we can just do those real quickly as soon as they come in that night and put them away. Hello, Antonio. No idea what you're saying. Sorry, bud. How about the Ryzen 5000 series, man? I got an email notification this morning that Newegg had stock. As soon as I got the ping, I was laying in bed, got the ping. I was like, "Oh, great! One on Newegg sold out already." I was like, "Oh." It's the last thing waiting to come in stock. I'm building a new VR computer. I'm gonna sell my old rig. It's good, but it's just I need something a little more. I'm just getting a little bit drops. Computer. 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 Never mind. Stop. Computer. Stop. Jeez Louise, man. Calm down. Anyways, rebuilding my new PC out there, and some of the newer games are a little bit hard on it, so I need something a little more FAPs behind it, a little more FPSs. No, I didn't Google it. Sorry. Thank you. It's Italian. Well, hello, Antonio. I can't remember. What am I waiting? Am I waiting at 5,800 or 5,900? Where's my? I've been keeping Newegg open, but I think I closed it. So I wanted to be like quick. I can just log in, do it, and I think I might have 5,900 on there. So let's do my wish list for me. Let's go. Let's sign in. We'll switch screens in a second here. Come on, sign in. So I am waiting on the 5900X. That's what it is. That one's 549. So that's the one that I was waiting on. But again, it's out of stock. I don't know if any of the other ones are in stock. The 5800's out of stock. The 5000 series. Mobile 5000 series. Yeah, everything's out of stock. So again, the 5900 did come in stock this morning. Sold out before I could even get it in put it in the cart. But I have everything sitting here. I'm also still waiting for 3080s to come back in stock because I think that's a good price. $750 for 3080 is a good price. But I have that on notification and on what's called site. I think Asus's site. I have it on notice, and somebody else's site. I have it on notice as well. So as soon as it comes in stock, I'll get an email, and hopefully I'll be able to grab it. Ryan, I'm not getting a 3090. They're way too expensive. I cannot justify $1,600-$1,700 on a card. $750 I can, because it's going to last me a couple years. Because what I want to do is I want to get that, replace the 2080 that's in my VR rig, and put the 2080 on this machine that you guys are seeing me on. This is the 1080 Ti that's water cooled. That 2080 is not. I don't know if I can get a block for it. If I can get a block for it, I will water cool it. But because this is kind of like my show rig, this new one I'm building is not going to be for show. It's just going to be a plain black box. I think I was going to put RGB fans in it, but I've decided against it because I just have other fans here that I don't need to spend the money on it. So I'm cheaping out on some of the frills and going for pure powerhouse that I don't need to touch for a couple years. What application for 12 cores? Well, a lot of the new VR games are multi-core. So I can definitely get, they also have better clocks on them. So for me, it will end up being better all around for VR. And that's what this is mainly for, is VR. And my quad core with Hyperthread is suffering a little bit. And the 2080 is suffering a little bit. So I want to get more cores, a little bit faster, with a little bit more RAM in it and a better graphics card, and it should be better. Ryan, I think I'm going to go with the new Corsair 4000D Airflow one. Has the mesh front. I was debating on putting some RGB fans in there, but I've kind of decided not to right now. I do have a bunch of Cougar fans that are in my current rig, and I have some that were spares for that I've not used at all. They're brand new in the box. Been sitting there for years. So I'm going to put all of those in it for now. It's not going to be water cooled. My current one is water cooled, but I'm looking for a very, again, no frills, all powerhouse, and it's going to have a Noctua NHU 12S on it. And this is going to go in my unaccompanied baggage. So I'm going to get some Instapack or some foam, get everything in there, and have them pack that. That's going to get shipped. So shortly after I move, that will show up, and I'll have that for many things. I'm going to use it for editing, so I'm going to send my monitors with that as well. This rig is going to go in household goods just because I don't trust the water cooling in those crates. So this is going to go household goods, slow boat to get there. But the other one will end up becoming my primary editing rig, gaming rig for a few months once I move. And I don't want anything to be, I don't want fancy in it. I just want it to work. So I thought about AIO as well, Ryan, but again, that is just another moving part that could go bad. I'm trying to build this for longevity. I've been in the computer modding scene for a long time. 10, 11, 12 years doing, I was a competitive computer modder. I've been on BitTech. I've been in magazines for that. Like, this is what I used to do. But I just don't want to mess with it for that rig in particular. My show rig, absolutely, I will show that off, and I will have this as be my nice centerpiece. But that one in the living room, I don't want bright lights in there, so but that's what I'm prepping for. Steven, I am not moving yet. I'll be moving next late spring, early summer. So I'm just kind of preparing, and building a new rig is me kind of preparing for that. And then I'll sell the old rig. I've been trying to find a buyer for the case, but I can't. It's a $1,000 case that is going to cost a fortune. It's a Case Labs. And no one wants the case. They all want the pedestal, because you can put a pedestal on the bottom or the top of that case. If you're not familiar with Case Labs cases, they are enormous. They are high end. They are expensive. But they had sponsored my build years ago, gave me like a 70% discount. So I paid like $300 for this $1,000 case. And it was great, but it's just too big and it's heavy. All the water cooling parts are heavy. So I want to do something lighter, easier to maintain. Just let it go, because I can just drag this out front, hit it with the air compressor, blow it out, and it's clean. Don't need to do much. But water cooling, you got to worry about your water. You got to worry about all the fins getting all clogged up. So yeah, Case Labs, they closed a few years ago now. But yeah, I would love to find a computer modder that wants that case, that can do some good things with it. But man, it's just tough. Yeah, Ron, they are gone. It was sad to see them close. They were US company. Very proud of that on their box, made in USA. They did everything in-house, powder coating, all that stuff. They were a cool company, and they had a very, very niche case. That's the problem with niche cases, is that that's all they had. They didn't have anything else to kind of like hold them up once the sales went down on the cases. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night then, guys. I think this is a very productive night. Got to do some ask me anything. I'll be doing this again. So this is kind of what I want Saturdays to be, around an hour, hour and a half of me. If you guys have questions, again, I can go over what I'm currently working on or what's coming up. I can answer any questions, things like that. So I think it's been really cool. I think people got some good information out of here. But again, the biggest thing, if you do have more questions, please go down to the description, hit the Discord link, join Discord. That is basically my own private chat server. It's not Facebook. It doesn't need any of that stuff. I just don't like, I'm almost done with Facebook at this point, honestly. I don't really talk much in the groups or anything like that. Discord is where I'm at. And again, we've got channels if you're doing a build, if you have firmware issues, if you need to troubleshoot your print quality or your printer is not moving right, there is the place for you there. And there's a lot of smart people. And if you coming there, you add to that pool of people that have experience that could help others out. So it is a great resource to go there, hang out, and help others out and get some help for yourself. So go down there and check that out. Ryan, I'm not going to 3D print a case. I don't think it would be sturdy enough either way, unless I did something crazy with infill or something like that. But I think it would also be pretty tough because it does get pretty warm in the cases. And I think deformation would be a problem. So interesting thought, though. I also could just do 2020 extrusion like I had my own mining rigs, but hey. Anyways, we're going to sign it off here, guys. If you guys want to help me out, remember, patrons really do help the channel keep going. If you want to become a patron, hit that link down below. It takes $1. Get access to after show and get more direct access to me. If you guys want anything there, it's down there. And again, all that money really helps me buy and for these projects, do upgrades. The 11/11 sale, all that stuff I bought is mainly because everyone have affiliate links, but also patrons help me buy other printers, you know. But that one, again, the affiliate links that are down there, if you guys feel like using those, I can buy a whole bunch of cool stuff to do, accidentally buy 2 printers, and I can be able to build those things and show them off. And maybe it's something that you want to put into, but you want to see you spend the money first. But again, $1 is all it takes for any of those links, anything like that. Check those out. I appreciate you guys hanging out here with me. I'll see you guys next week for my Saturday night stream, and hopefully you'll have some new videos coming up this week. Have a good night. See ya.